It is my sad duty to inform you that our nation has been made less safe, unstable, and risks being wiped off the planet courtesy of arrogant, greedy, power-hungry shrubs in the elected and unelected classes. Voters rejected the deep state in the election. That's the truth we expose in a guest-driven preamble. Courtesy of feckless, selfish, and incompetent elected officials, our nation is back to where Ronald Reagan fought so hard to get us out of. Mad, mutually assured destruction. While those who opposed Pete Hegseth, but approved freaks and unqualified people appointed by Joe Biden, while they futzed around for the last 2 decades, Russia has perfected and deployed hypersonic missile technology. We have no defense. The best we could do is strike back and wipe out Mother Russia if they ever target the United States or our interests. As the acronym suggests, this situation is sheer madness. But our elected officials haven't just been asleep at the switch, placing all of our lives at risk. They're also busy abdicating all of their power to the massive, unaccountable, wasteful, and incompetent unelected class. An unelected class created by those same lazy legislators. Some of you might be asking, how can they do that? That's our power we gave our elected officials. We gave them that power. It's a very good question for you to ask your elected officials. The results of this fool's errand have been nothing short of disastrous. How many of you have been out in public at one point and you've seen an example of this new age parenting? You know what I mean. The parents allowing their children running wild all over the place to become a burden to others in public. And how many of you have sat there shaking your head when one of the parents, usually it's the mom, finally tries to set some boundaries for the child by saying, "Now, dear, let's settle down," only to see that child either hit its mother or yell in its mother's face? Did it look anything like this?
Congressman, what you're not seeing is the sack of the detail out of the picture's view. And that is the day where we remember the more than 3,000 people that have died on 9/11. I actually responded to Ground Zero. I was there going through the ashes of the World Trade Center. I was there at Fresh Kills.
I'm not asking you that. I'm asking you,
Congressman,
were you the special agent in charge?
To show respect for a Secret Service member that died on 9/11.
Oh, that you're trying to be.
Do not invoke 9/11 for political purposes.
Oh, I'm not.
That was acting Secret Service Director Ronald Rowe. Congressman Pat Fallon there, elected by the 4th District in Texas, wanted to know how Rowe, elected by nobody, had failed so miserably in his job in the wake of multiple assassination attempts against President Trump. The photo op they were referencing there was a photo op that the Secret Service Director there prioritized appearing with Schumer, Kamala, and Joe Biden rather than doing his job. Did you catch the part where Rowe shouted at the people of the 4th District in Texas through their rep that Fallon was politicizing 9/11 when in fact it was Rowe who was trying to wrap himself in 9/11 as an excuse as to why he pooped the bed at his job? Many of you are likely shouting at your television right now, wondering how an unelected and incompetent bureaucrat thought it was okay to throw a temper tantrum and lash out at his bosses, the American people. The answer is simple yet horrific. For decades now, career politicians have abdicated their power to these unelected hacks. The reasons are myriad. They include laziness, stupidity, lack of fidelity to their voters and the Constitution, selfishness, dereliction of duty, and many, many more. The reason why Ronald Rowe felt comfortable undertaking his completely inappropriate display is like we see with permissive parents. Your elected officials improperly gave him the power to do so. In the pecking order of government, elected officials should be far above those who are appointed. Why? Because in America, the people rule and we pay the freight. We are the bosses, and we shouldn't allow elected shrubs to give our power away to unelected shrubs. Why? Because when government fails, and it always does and always will, we need to be able to fire these career do-nothings and solve some problems. If an all-powerful bureaucracy remains in place regardless of election results, the problems also remain in place. The Department of Government Efficiency should be made an official department, replacing the redundant and failed Department of Education or hundreds of other unconstitutional and useless agencies in the federal government. It's as the main character in my book, Liberty Rises, says, quote, "A society's worth isn't measured by how much power is seized by its government, but rather how much power is reserved for its people," end quote. America is not, nor ever will be great because of the deep state, permanent Washington, or the unelected class. Just the opposite, really. The more power the bureaucracy gets, the worse off we are in these once United States. It's time you played your part by reasserting your control over your elected officials so they can reassert their control over these unelected, unqualified fools. You know, folks, I thank God for my wonderful wife, my kids, my country, the greatest nation ever. And Americans like you who believe in the truth, the Chris Salcedo Show will never stop fighting for you.
The Chris Salcedo Show, for the news you need to know.